What's going on, guys? Nick from Capwise here, bringing you something new. Something that we've been meaning to start doing for quite a long time, but something that we haven't gotten around to actually doing until today. And what that is that is a Twitch highlights segment, where we've taken the hour and a half long Twitch stream where we discussed this morning's baseball slate, and chopped it up into just the key pieces, take the video down into more like the 20-25 minute range. If you'd like to check out the live streams, which I strongly suggest you do, you can find a link to them down in the description below. Name of the channel is cap_wise. Go to twitch.tv/cap_WIZE. I strongly suggest you check out the live stream. One, it's just fun. It's interactive. It's a good time. Number two, it takes a long time to edit this, especially as we're just starting to do it. I'm sure it'll get quicker eventually, but right now, it took me like a couple hours to get this video done. So there's a chance always that the games that we talk about will have already started by the time the video comes out. And number three is getting the lines. We'd love to talk about the live lines that you can currently get. None of the bullshit where people are giving out lines that they locked in last night that you can't get yourself just to brag about CLV. Every line that we talk about live on stream is a line that you can go grab at that exact time. So strongly suggest checking out the streams. Anyways, if you have any feedback about the Twitch highlights video, I would love to hear it down in the comments down below or in our Discord. I'll leave a link to the Discord in the description down below also. Again, first time doing this. I've watched a ton of YouTube content, see people do highlight videos, but have no experience actually doing it myself. So again, if you have any feedback, positive, negative, whatever, let me know. Anyways, let's hop in to the video.
Hello, welcome to the Capwise Show, hosted by Ben Carey and Nick Gronerad, combining expert human opinions with cutting-edge simulation models to help you arrive at the best picks each week. Inside Edge Community. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's stream. As you can tell, it is just me today. Krabs had something that he had scheduled that he had to go do, and that something actually is very cute. Got early Mother's Day lunch scheduled with his mom today. So he will be on tomorrow instead. Also, reminder to everybody, because I'm sure that there's very few moms in the stream. If there are any moms in the stream, hello. But if you are not a mom, even if you are a mom and you have a mom, reminder that Mother's Day is on Sunday. Just an FYI. Very easy to forget. I feel like, at least. It's a reminder for myself just as much as anything else. So, I think the story of today is looking like the weather. We've already lost 2 games. The afternoon game between the Dodgers and the Cubs got rained out. The game between the Yankees and I think it was the Royals that the Yankees were supposed to play today. No, the Rangers, not the Royals. But that game has been rained out, and I wouldn't be surprised if we lose another 2 or 3 games today. There is rain all over the East Coast and the Midwest. It's looking like the game between the Pirates and the Reds has some rainout potential in Cincinnati. The game in Baltimore between the Royals and the Orioles has some rainout potential. Game in Philly between the Mets and the Phillies, I think, is probably the most likely to get rained out. So we'll have to stay tuned, have to see what we get. Let's go ahead and hop into category number 1.
Field Streakers.
Fire up in here, it's burning hot, we on fire.
So category number 1 is Field Streakers. Taking a look at a team that is on either a hot streak or a cold streak. And, I mean, it feels like we could just use the Reds on this category every single day. And today is one of those days. The Reds are on a 9-game losing streak. They're won 1 game out of their last, 20, I think. And that 1 game that they won was the last time that we used the Reds on Field Streakers. So if there are any Reds fans in the chat, you're welcome, because the Capwise curse is on. So some information about this game. We're looking at about a plus 110 on the money line for the Reds, a minus 130 on the money line for the Pirates. Over-under sitting at 8.5. Pitching matchup in this game. We've got JT Brubaker on the mound for the Pirates, currently sitting at 0-2, sporting a 6.2 ERA, 1.5 whip, 21 Ks in 20 innings. On the mound for the Reds, Connor Overton, making his second start of the season, fifth start of his career. Had a good start first time out against the Rockies in Coors Field. Went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 walks, only 1 earned. Only struck out 3 guys, though. So I'm just going to start right off the bat and say, how can you bet the Reds at only plus 110? I'm going to say more than that, but I feel like that should be enough, right? The Reds have kind of been a questionable value the last, I don't know, the entire season at like minus or at plus 200. I know the Pirates are bad. The Pirates aren't a good team, but they're better than the Reds. Every team is a lot better than the Reds. I think that people are looking at JT Brubaker and the 6.2 ERA that he's sporting this year and saying, oh, this is a good spot for the Reds, especially also looking at Connor Overton and his 1.69 ERA that he's sporting. I think that those numbers are misleading. Brubaker's the better pitcher in this matchup. Overton is he's a 28-year-old non-prospect, basically. If you're 28 and you've pitched 20 innings in your career and you've been healthy for your entire career, I think he had Tommy John in like 2017, but that doesn't count. He's been in the minors since 2014, and he's just now finally getting his cup of tea, getting some appearances for the worst team in the league with all kinds of pitching injuries. He's not a good pitcher. He had a fine start in Coors, but he's not a good pitcher. And I think against this Reds lineup that just doesn't offer a whole lot of threats, this is a good get right spot for Brubaker. So give me the team playing against the Reds at minus 130, and I'm not gonna overthink this. So let's move along now into category number 2.
Pitching duel.
Now, key to being a big league pitcher is the 3 R's. Readiness, recuperation, and conditioning.
So category number 2. We have the pitching duel, looking at a game with some good starting pitchers and a low total. The game that we're looking at today is the Miami Marlins taking on the San Diego Padres. So on the mound for the Marlins today is Sandy Alcantara, coming in at 2-1 with a 2.9 ERA. On the mound for the Padres, Yu Darvish, sporting a 2-1 record, 4.4 ERA, although I think that's quite misleading because he got shelled against the Giants earlier this year. Gave up 9 runs in less than 2 innings. He's only given up 4 earned runs in his other 4 starts combined. So lines in this game, we're looking at a Padres minus 135, Marlins plus 115, over under, sitting at 6.5. So let's talk for a second about the Marlins. I was extremely tempted, but I stayed away from the Marlins all 4 games in that series against Arizona. So I don't have the Marlins that everybody else has right now, but I did bet the Marlins to win against the Padres yesterday. Jesus Luzardo pitched a good game, but the bats just couldn't do anything. This is a pretty tough game to get a read on, I think. These 6.5s, I have a big problem betting unders just because, you can have a defensive mistake or something that happens that ruins an under 6.5. You have to have a couple runs. The game has to end with numbers on the board. I think that the Padres, like King Dre just said, taking all of the words out of my mouth. Padres at home are a tough team to fade. Yu Darvish at home is a really tough proposition to fade. He's over the last couple of years, he's sporting a 2.9 ERA at home compared to a 4.8 ERA on the road. He's given up 1 run in his 2 starts at home this year, and those starts were against the Braves and against the Dodgers, 2 of the best offenses in the league. So if I'm just thinking through my thought process here, I have to pick something that involves Darvish pitching well. Taking a look at the model actually has this game going over by about half a run. I have it at 7. Again, this and all of these model scores right now are with projected lineups, not confirmed lineups. We'll get confirmed lineups later on in the day. And I have the Padres winning by like 0.34 runs. Do I love the value at minus 135? No, not really. But I think that that's where I'm going to go anyways, just because I don't want to fade the model and I don't want to take the over in this game. So I'm going to take the Padres, just trusting the fact that their pen is playing well, trusting the fact that this Marlins team has been a bit of a dumpster fire recently, a lot of bad beats. So I will take the Padres. What about the team total over 3.5? That is an interesting question. I don't know. I feel like every time I take a team total, it loses because I'm trying to get too fancy with it. I have the Padres at 3.7 runs today, 3.73. So is that an over 3.5? Like technically, yeah. I could totally see this being a 3-2 type of game. I love the idea of team totals. I feel like every time I try and take a team total, it's because I'm overthinking it and I should just stay away from the game. But it is going to be a Padres money line at minus 135, matching my bet. That makes me feel good. I trust chat. I trust you guys. I like it when we're on the same side. Let's go ahead and hop along into category number 3.
All I do is win.
And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. 'Cause all I do is
Wind.
So category number 3, all I do is wind. Taking a look at a game with heavy wind, and I made sure to pick a game that both has heavy wind and is not going to get rained out. Because there's a lot of games that have heavy wind, but are also going to get rained out. So we're going down south to Atlanta for this one, where the Braves are hosting the Brewers. So, in this game, hold on. Pitching change. Sorry, little brain fart there. I was going to say the starting pitchers, and I just noticed that that one of the starting pitchers changed. So give me a second. Let me just get this game odds up here, and this is very likely to be different right now. But as of when it was Oscar Inoa pitching for the Braves and not Jesse Chavez starting for the Braves today, we were looking at a minus 115 for the Braves and a minus 105 for the Brewers. Total sitting at 8.5. Are lines up for this game right now? They are. Looking like it's moved to minus 110 both ways. Yeah, we do need a breaking news sounder. I mean, I have sounds. Let's see. Is there anything good? I don't think so. Not really. I can just play one just for fun. Pitching change. No. In this game, we have Eric Lauer. Maybe the hottest pitcher in all of baseball, starting for the Brewers today. And we've got Jesse Chavez and not Oscar Inoa, who got called up and was supposed to start, but is not starting. Not really sure why he's not starting, but he's not. Okay, let's talk about the things that we know about, and that's Eric Lauer. So I think Eric Lauer right now, and I don't know that anybody would have ever thought that you would be saying this, but Eric Lauer is the hottest pitcher in baseball. In his last start against the Cubs, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, 1 run on a solo home run, and struck out 11. In his start before that, against the Phillies, he went 6 innings, again gave up 5 hits, didn't give up a run, and struck out 13. Eric fucking Lauer has 24 strikeouts across 13 innings in his last 2 starts. Who are you and what have you done with the real Eric Lauer? So, the reason that this game was in the all I do is win category is the fact that there is a 14 to 16 mile an hour wind blowing out to left field. So, if you have a right-handed bat pulling the ball, they're going to get a lot of help from the wind if it's a line drive, fly ball out to the left field fence. So on the surface, this is a lot better for the Braves than it is for the Brewers. Because Lauer is a lefty, the Braves lineup is stacked with righties. So just looking at the platoon splits and the way that the wind is blowing, Lauer is the guy who's going to get taken advantage of a little bit more. So even with Inoue starting, Model had the Brewers winning, and that makes me happy. Because my gut tells me Brewers here. It really does. Lauer's just been so good. If this is a bullpen game for the Braves, I think that that's going to benefit the Brewers. Inoue's been bad, but he looked better in the minors. So, going to stop rambling about this game and take the Brewers. Are we ready for category number 4?
6 out sweat.
Let the music take control. Let the rhythm move you. Sweat.
It is very rare that I will actually put money on a Nerfie, but I am going to have money on the Nerfie in the Rays and Mariners game today. So as I've said many times before on this stream, I like Nerfies when there is a good opening pitcher going for one of the teams. And we have that today in Matt Whistler taking the mound for the Rays. He's an excellent relief pitcher, acting as an opener today for the Rays. He's pitched this season, how many games? 10 games. Pitched 12 innings, given up 2 runs. And this Mariners lineup isn't a team that poses too many big-time threats at the top of the lineup. I mean, Adam Frazier is a good on-base guy. Ty France is a solid but not spectacular hitter. Jesse Winker, same deal. If it gets to Eugenio Suarez, I mean, again, he's a threat to hit one deep, but he's not a threat to be a big on-base guy. The guy on the mound for the Mariners is a stud. If you have not tuned in to a Logan Gilbert outing this year, do yourself a favor and watch him pitch today. This dude is the future. He's insane. Top prospect last year. Definitely had his ups and downs as a rookie last year. Kind of surface level numbers, not great. But this year, man, oh man, does he look good. He's made 5 starts this year. In none of the starts has he given up more than a hit per inning. He's given up 2 solo home runs, and those are the only earned runs he's allowed all year. 27 Ks in 28 innings. He's pitching so well. His stuff is electric. Could he throw up a meatball and the Rays take him deep? I mean, yeah, of course. It's always a risk that you run when you're betting on a Nerfie. But I really like this spot. You've got the opening pitcher for the Rays in Matt Whistler, who can come out, throw his best stuff, not have to hide pitches for an inning, and just get out of there. And then you've got Logan Gilbert, one of the best pitchers in baseball, on the mound for the Mariners, and not a whole lot of like big home run threats at the top of either lineup. So at minus 140, I like this Nerfie. Let's hop in to the walk-off.
The walk-off.
The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a drive to deep right. Away back. Goal!
I'm going to take a West Coast team taking the San Francisco Giants at minus 130 at home against the St. Louis Cardinals. This is potentially a little sketch. We've got Alex Cobb on the mound, who's been okay, but not great this year. He got destroyed by the Nats in his last start to the tune of 1 earned run, but 5 runs allowed in less than an inning. He's given up some contact, given up some hits, but he's striking a lot of guys out, which is something that I really like to see. He's got 14 Ks in 10 innings. This is a play that the model really likes. Probably the model's favorite play of the day, which is why I'm locking it in right now as my favorite play of the day. On the other side of the mound, we've got Jordan Hicks. Hicks has pitched well. Hicks is a guy that I think is going to be good down the stretch. I don't know that Hicks is a guy who's really getting the job done right now. He started out the season with some good starts. When I say starts, it's like starts in air quotes, good starts. Went 2 scoreless against Kansas City, 2 scoreless against Milwaukee. But teams are starting to see him better, starting to hit him. He's starting to walk guys. And his last 3 starts against Miami, he gave up a run in 3 innings, but gave up 4 base runners against the Marlins in those 3 innings. The next start against the Mets, 2 runs, 4 base runners in 2 innings. And then after that against the Diamondbacks, 4 base runners, 2 home runs in 3 innings against the D-backs. So teams are making contact against Hicks, and he's walking guys. They're getting base runners, and that's kind of the Giants' game plan. They're not really a team that's gonna send out big time sluggers and knock the ball out of the park. They're a team that thrives by just generating base runners, generating traffic, and rallying around that. That's kind of their offensive game plan. I have enough faith in Alex Cobb and enough faith also just in the Giants' pen that they can get the job done here. And there you have it, the first ever Capwise Twitch highlights video. Thank you for watching the entire thing. Again, if you have any feedback, I would love to hear it down in the comments below. Just starting out doing this, would love to get better at it, and would love to hear any positive feedback, negative feedback, whatever. And again, if you're interested in checking out the live streams on Twitch, there is a link to that down in the description below. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.